I'm fiercely independent. My colonized name is Casey Camp-Horinek, Ponca Nation of Oklahoma.
Hey, I'm Clement Guerra. That's a French name, so I'm of French nationality. I am the film director of The Condor and the Eagle, and I'm definitely fiercely independent.
The film came to us in a very spiritual way about how to explain what's going on in our homelands, from the northern part down to the southern part of the now called Americas. But for us, the indigenous peoples, there's a deeper meaning to environmentalism. There's a spiritual context to what we feel as if this crisis is bringing us to, that we all adopt a seventh generation philosophy of how to care for our mother, the earth. This documentary is about the uniting of these issues from the very tip of South America to the Arctic Circle, and how we are connecting with one another with our traditional knowledge and explaining about the environmental issues in our homelands.
This documentary film, The Condor and the Eagle, features and shows how indigenous women on the scale of the continent are the true leader of the emergence and rise of the environmental justice movement globally. So I'm really honored to be showing these facts, as a white guy from Europe. And as Casey says, it's a very spiritual work. And I don't know how it come to fruition and how I ended up being the director, but it's been amazing to see how the process of creating alliances between women, between the North and the South, and how this movement came into reality. And to be part of it was unbelievable. Many people told me you have to pick your world premiere very carefully. It's very important that you go into the right festival. And when I heard that we were selected by Woodstock Film Festival, I was just very happy, because it's natural setting, the way it's organized, this very grassroots and independent, outlook is just exactly a good fit for the film. So I think that I couldn't have wished any better, any bigger. To the contrary, something very local, something very authentic is all what we could have wished for.
For me, it was always guidance. When he spoke to me about in an email of all the various places that this is going, I think you said 15 festivals in the month of October.
Just in the U.S.?
Just in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
This was the one I chose because it felt correct. Fiercely independent is the manner in which the women in my nation express themselves, as well as the men. Our people have been forcibly removed, the Ponca have, and endured being reduced down to 200 by smallpox blankets, being forcibly removed from our homeland into Oklahoma. We have endured all of the missing and murdered indigenous peoples issues that are now coming to the forefront, being marginalized in the film industry, being marginalized politically, socially. And now we have had this onslaught of environmental problems from the extractive industry that are literally genocidal to our people. So to be fiercely independent has been what has allowed us to survive all of these onslaughts, and will continue to allow us to lead a way into the new world.
So to be fiercely independent for me as a filmmaker and as a white privileged person is how I can use those privileges and media in order to empower grassroots and community-based solutions, and try to amplify the voices of those impacted communities, using my privilege not to just get into the spotlight, but to the contrary, to give back the voices to the people whose voices have been stolen.